While a fireball is all well and good, there's more to magic than just blasting things apart, chummer. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Still talking about 5th edition Shadowrun, and we are still going on about magic in the 6th world. And today we are specifically going to be digging into the different categories of magic, but before we get into that, if you're new here to the channel, then go on down there to hit the subscribe button and become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Or, if you've already done so and have listed yourself on such a legendary roster of runners, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. But now, let's go ahead and start getting into this. So, when it comes to the different categories of magic, there are a number to take a look at, and first and foremost, and most familiarly for many of you, will be sorcery. Sorcery is the casting of spells, which are themselves broken up into the different categories of healing, combat, detection, illusion, and manipulation. In order for the spellcaster to affect the target, they need either line of sight, be in physical contact with their target, or have a ritual connection to the target through hair, blood, or significant personal effects. Can't just be something like their tie. It has to be the tie that they got from their father, that came from their grandfather. Something with a strong emotional, sentimental attachment to it. Now, also, mages and shamans may cast any spell that they have learned beforehand, and remember that spell casting will cause drain. And depending on how much oomph, how much power you put into it, that will affect how much drain you potentially end up being affected by. The next category is conjuration. Conjuration is, well, the art of summoning, controlling, and banishing spirits. Intelligent beings created from magical energies, either whole cloth or pre-existing, as in the case of various totems and mentor spirits. Spirits that are conjured are able to perform a wide variety of services and tasks on behalf of their summoner, and spirits encountered as opponents are incredibly dangerous to those who encounter them. Bear in mind that conjuration will also cause drain. And then, after conjuration, we come to enchanting. Enchanting covers the creation of foci, preparations, magical artifacts, and disenchanting. Foci are astral constructs, embedded within physical objects, designed to help the mage bonded to it with a specific task, and will typically reflect the traditions of its maker. Enchanting does not cause drain, but does require material resources as well as karma, and of course, time. You need time to put these things together. You need a proper working space, preferably your own lab, and again, it's going to be reflecting the traditions of its makers, so it's going to bear that certain amount of aesthetic and approach that is typical to, well, to your tradition. Yeah, I could probably say that word about 5 more times, but I believe at this point you get the idea. Then moving on from enchanting, we have adept powers. Adept powers are comparable in effect to spells, the main differences being that they are always considered to be in effect, cannot be dispelled, and do not cause drain. However, an adept is much more limited in the array of powers that they're able to learn when compared to the essentially unlimited number of spells a magician or shaman is able to learn. And bear in mind, this is something I pointed out last time when I redid the Totems and Spirits episode. Magicians and shamans are functionally, mechanically, by the game's rules, the same thing. They're just a particular set of traditions that I feel like should be distinct, and at one point in time, in earlier editions of Shadowrun, they were distinct, so I have a little bit of trouble letting go of that there, so that's why that keeps coming up. And then we come to metamagic. Metamagics are specialized, esoteric, magical techniques that only awakened are able to learn. These are only able to be accessed after the awakened character has reached a higher level of magic by going through the process of initiation, which we will cover another time, steeping themselves ever more and increasing their magic attribute. This can allow the awakened to learn to hide their magical nature from other awakened, make the effect of some spells permanent, or make themselves able to better resist drain. So definitely metamagic is very useful, but it's a much more advanced category of magic. It's something that you have to initiate and raise your magic attribute stat in order to be able to begin touching upon. So definitely something that comes a little bit further down the line for you. But these are all the categories of magic here. It's a very quick episode, but definitely an important one. These things are all distinct and come with their own different little subcategories and the like. As mentioned, with Enchanting, you have Disenchanting, creating foci, different focuses that you use for those specific effects, and then, of course, Conjuration, that covers banishing as well as conjuring spirits. So definitely within each of these categories there are different things that you're able to do. So absolutely worthwhile if you're playing Shadowrun and you're going with being some kind of awakened, some kind of magic user. Definitely want to try to explore what your options are. And remember, as an adept you are more limited, but you're also very, very terrifying, especially early game to mid game. Late game, full-on magicians, shamans, and the like, whatever tradition the spellcaster may have gone down, they are probably going to begin outclassing you, but then again, that's true for a lot of games, not just Shadowrun. But what do you think? Go on down to the comments below. Do you feel, however briefly I may have done so, do you feel that I've covered these well enough, given a quick, apt description to help you out as you journey through the Sixth World? Or do you feel like I've just completely missed the mark and lost the plot? Go on down to the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Hit those like or dislike buttons and we'll engage in conversation. And remember, if you're new here to the channel, then go on down there to hit the subscribe button and become a regular member here at the Gamers Den. Or if you've already done all that because you are just that friggin' awesome, then go on down to hit the like button and share the video far and wide. But with all that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so very much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.